So today we're going to be doing a way, and I mean way too early redraft of the WNBA 2024 draft. So we are 1 month into the season. Like, you're going to be seeing a lot of these, even for the NBA. You're going to be seeing a lot of this thing where we're going to be looking back on things and seeing how things change. Because a lot of the time people are going, like, what I'm saying now will have no relevance in a few months, and it's going to be fun to look back at. So we're going to be doing it from 1 to 12, because as far as I'm aware, there are only 12 players that did make rosters. If I'm not mistaken, I think there are 12 that made rosters. So I think we're going to obviously just do the entire first round, which means the aces get nobody, ironically, when the one team where, for example, Kate Martin will look at this good might well be the aces. But anyway, before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're like 200 away from 6,000, which is absolutely incredible, lads. Really do appreciate all the support on the channel recently. But anyway, now let's get on to it. So the reason why I'm jumping the gun and making this video is pretty much because I'm going to be looking back on these. I'm going to be able to react on to what I was saying, and we're going to be able to look at it month on month and see how things change. Just like I'm going to be doing some redrafts for the NBA. Just like people look at mock drafts way too early and how things change. Like, heck, you saw earlier today, Isaiah Collier was meant to be number 1 in the NBA draft like 6 months ago. So things can change so quickly in the sport of basketball, and I do like consistently making these type of videos. Is there any point in them for the grand discourse of basketball? I don't know. This is entertainment at the end of the day. I think that a lot of people like to talk about basketball, and a lot of people just want to watch videos of people talking about basketball because they enjoy the sport of basketball. So I'm going to be basing it on what we have seen from each team, what we have seen from each team's needs, and I'm not going to be taking into account the money aspect. I'm not going to be taking into account the financials of a team. I'm purely looking at the basketball. And for that reason, number 1 pick, the Indiana Fever select Kamilla Cardoso. With the number 1 pick, I might be jumping the gun, and this is one of those things where in a couple of months' time, I might be so wrong with this one. I could be incredibly wrong with this one for this pick right here for them. And the reason why I'm not that I'm super confident in this pick, I think in general, the Indiana Fever did not need Caitlin Clark. I think that for Caitlin Clark's sake, for the league's sake, for the Fever's sake, Caitlin Clark going to that team would have been the worst thing. Bring back Kamilla Cardoso. Let her go and play with Aaliyah Boston. Let it be an improvement on what they were building last year. Let Erica Wheeler run the point. Let Nalissa Smith chuck. And don't have the circus that is Caitlin Clark there. Because the Fever don't know how to use Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark playing the way Christy Stiles wants her to play sucks. Genuinely, if you put Caitlin Clark standing in the corner, she sucks. There's no need to have her there. If you like the way they want to play her, they seem like they want to run through Kelsey Mitchell, they want to run through Aaliyah Boston. Kamilla Cardoso fits better. She fits better, and I was considering going with Cameron Brink here, but in general, I do think that Kamilla Cardoso is just that dominant. She's just huge. They could not deal with her. Aaliyah Boston is big. Aaliyah Boston couldn't deal with her. I think she could win Rookie of the Year. I genuinely do think, I know it was only 20 minutes, I know it was only 1 game, but I think Kamilla Cardoso impressed me so much with how she played against the Sky. I know she traveled there at the end, or against Fever. I know she traveled at the end, but she was really good. I think that they take a big anyway, so I think the Indiana Fever, if they had a redraft and they could choose one of these rookies again, I think they would be between Brink, Cardoso, and Reese. But I do think they would probably go with Kamilla Cardoso. I think they would go away from the guards because I don't think they necessarily need it. And with the number 2 pick in the WNBA draft, the Los Angeles Sparks select Caitlin Clark. The Los Angeles Sparks, I know they got Lexi Brown, who's very solid. But if you're able to compare Hamby with Clark, with Nurse, you see all those shots where she's passing it to Kirstie Wallace, who cannot hit the rim? You know, all the time she's passing it. In fairness, Nalissa Smith's hitting shots. It seems like unless she's passing the ball to Nalissa Smith, something's not good is going to happen. And if you've seen this Sparks team, they're the best shooting team in the league with the best rebounder in the league. They're not this unbelievably great defensive team, but they are one of the best shooting teams in the league with the best rebounder in the league. They're flawed. They're really flawed. And I think adding Caitlin Clark to the Sparks Now that's going to give us the showtime that Caitlin Clark at this stage in her career can do. Caitlin Clark is not going to be a 40-point-a-game scorer. She's not going to be a 30-point-a-game scorer because she just has such a flaw in her mid-range game. But she can be a showtime type point guard, transition point guard in a team that plays fast. She can set up her teammates as well as anyone, if not better than anyone. Honestly, I think you replace her with Jackie Young and the Aces, and she averages 14 assists. Like, that is the level I think of Caitlin Clark as a playmaker. And I think her with the Sparks, they're a better defensive team. They are just an all-around better team, especially because who I have them taking with the 4th pick. I genuinely do think that Caitlin Clark to the Sparks will be a match made in heaven. With the number 3 pick, the Chicago Sky keep who they took, but who they took with the 7th pick. I think they're going to take Angel Reese. They would take Angel Reese with the 3rd pick. I think that's completely fair. I think Angel Reese has shown that she can play defense. I think Angel Reese fits in exactly with what their coach wants to do. I think Angel Reese fits in exactly with the team. The way the Chicago Sky play, and it's the Chicago Sky, they're probably not going to be a 500 team. They're going to be thereabouts because they just work their asses off, every single one of them. They work hard. Angel Reese fits in with that team. Whether you like Angel Reese or not, I don't necessarily care. I think this is going to be one of those teams being like it's us against the world. I think all the negative publicity is only going to make this team, give this team bigger chips on their shoulders, just like them being ranked as the 12th team did. And I think a player who has had a chip on her shoulder for years is Angel Reese. And I think she suits perfectly with Chicago Sky. And I think taking her at 3 is, I think maybe if Chicago Sky had the 1st pick, they would still take Angel Reese. She's made that much of a good impact. So I think she's going to be there at number 3. With the number 4 pick, this is a really tough one because Rickea Jackson's been really good, who actually went number 4. But I don't think if you are the Sparks, you can pass on Cameron Brink. I genuinely don't. I think Cameron Brink has shown so much promise. She is one of the best shot blockers in the league. She can hit the 3. She runs the floor. She's got length. She'll obviously play defense. She was probably leading rookie of the year for the first 2 weeks of the season. She has been exceptional. She's been brilliant. It's just such a good rookie class. Like, I genuinely think that almost everyone in this rookie class would have won rookie of the year last year. Actually, not would have won. Would have been second to Aaliyah Boston rookie of the year last year. Like, last year was a very weak rookie class, but you've got a really strong one here. And I think if you have Caitlin Clark, I think having if you can run with Cameron Brink, Hamby, Clark, Nurse, and just another player, like, that is a team that will get enough stops, enough shots to be blocked, and will run the floor enough to fit a Caitlin Clark-led team perfectly. That's a team that could run the Caitlin Clark system and win with it. As a team that doesn't need to get too many additions to succeed with Caitlin Clark. So I think she probably goes 4. And the 5th pick is held by the Dallas Wings. And I hate this for Rickea Jackson because she has to go number 5. She just has to go number 5 in this scenario. But I actually hate it because I think Arika Gumboale is so ball dominant for the Wings that I don't know how these rookies... Like, I don't know how... Like, JC Sheldon's really struggled. Sheldon has very much struggled. She has not been. She'll be down the lower end of this first round. But at the same time, like, I just don't know how Rickea Jackson fits in with this team. And I think she's in a better spot with the Sparks, but she's significantly better than everybody else left in this draft. So I'm going to have her in at the 5 spot. At the 6th position, I think the Mystics are going to take Aaliyah Edwards. Aaliyah Edwards has had a quietly decent rookie year. She's not been brilliant. She's not been bad. She has had a quietly decent rookie year. The Washington Mystics just suck. They just absolutely suck. Like, they sucked anyway. And then you've got... Like, Della Dawn is in a state of limbo with her career. She's probably retired. She may not be. So, they don't know if she's coming back. And I think they still just stick with what they had. Aaliyah Edwards is not a bad player at all. Play with UConn. She's a good player in general. So I think 6. Keep her there. I think that's a completely fair position for her. I don't think you really argue higher. Not only can argue with her going higher than 6, but I also think when you look at the rest of these players, her going lower than 6 probably isn't right either, to be honest. At number 7, the Chicago Sky have another pick, and they went with double bigs in the drafts originally with Camila Cardoso and Angel Reese. And I think they're going to go and pair Angel Reese with an all-out offensive player. Someone that can spread the floor a little bit. Somebody that's going to be able to get some rebounds and play that 4-5 position with Angel Reese pretty well. It's going to be Alyssa Pili. She had 20 points and hit 4 threes. She can score. She can flat out score. She's playing for the Minnesota Lynx, and I think combining her with an Angel Reese, yeah, like it's not like they're major size-wise, the 4-5 position, but you've got a team that just the way the speed, the way that she shoots the ball, they're going to, like, it's going to be a good combination. As good as Cardoso and Reese, I think they would fit better, but have no one as good as Cardoso, who I think might go number 1 in a redraft, as I've said, but I do have her going at number 7. At number 8, the Minnesota Lynx select Kate Martin. Kate Martin from Iowa. Literally, like, Kate Martin on any good team in the WNBA, Kate Martin will look good. Like, and when I genuinely say good team, I mean good team, because like if you put Kate Martin on the Fever, I don't know how good she looks. Like, there are some bad teams where you're going to look bad anyway. Put her on the Mystics, she's going to suck, but she's looked really good in the Aces. For example, if she had fallen to 11 in this redraft, or 10 to go to either the Liberty or the Sun, she would look really good as well. And I think with the Lynx are a good team. And Lynx have arguably the best player in the league in Nafisha Collier. I say arguably because people have argued it, but obviously I think it's AJ Wilson by quite a bit. Either way, Kate Martin is going to just do all the little things. She's not going to mess up. She's going to hit open jump shots. She's going to play defense. Like, there's a lot to be said for someone that does those 3 things. So I think her going at number 8 in a redraft, especially when there are only 12 players that have seen the floor this season, is not it's not a crazy thing. Not a crazy thing at all. At 9, I mean, the Wings take Sheldon. Like, Sheldon's not been great. She's not been great for them, but I mean, they get her at 9. So instead of having someone that they shipped back to France, or didn't end up playing, as well as having Sheldon, they get Rakia Jackson and Sheldon, according to this redraft. So Sheldon's she's averaging like 2 points a game. She's done nothing, but like, they're not even playing their 5th pick from the year before. They had 5th pick in back-to-back drafts, and like, they're not playing. They're not playing Lou, and they're barely playing Sheldon. So it's like, doesn't seem to be the greatest place for rookies. Again, Arika Gumboala is so ball dominant that it is hard to succeed on her, like, basically being on a team with her. But at the same time, Wings aren't a bad team. Not a bad team at all. But you just don't. I don't like of the players remaining, even though she has struggled, she just has to be she has to be the best player remaining. She genuinely does. Like, if you look at who's remaining right now, she's got to go here at number 9. Because at number 10, we are putting in for the Connecticut Sun. I'm going to give the Connecticut Sun Celeste Taylor. At number 10, I think the Connecticut Sun selects Celeste Taylor. The reason, she plays defense. The Connecticut Sun are an all-out defensive team. They are a team that are going to try win the game on the defensive end before they win it on the offensive end. Sure, I'm pretty sure, was it them that held the Mercury to 47? They did a good job. Like, Carrington's such a good defender. Dewana Bonner's a good defender. Alyssa Thomas is a good defender. Their team are all good defenders. So they are a very, very tough out for any team. They might go and win it all this year. They're probably going to have the best regular season. And I think Celeste Taylor could actually make an impact on a good team. I think she's been badly mismanaged at the Fever, and I think that if she ended up going to a better team, she could have been a bit better. So having her going to the Sun isn't the craziest thing in the world, and I think she actually might have made some sort of an impact with them. For the New York Liberty, I've still got Markeisha Davis going number 11. Like, she hasn't been great for the Liberty. Like, but I don't see them, considering like the other players in this draft, well, the last players left, she scored. She scored. The last player on this list has not scored. So I'm not going into the why, the who, what, where, when, whys, and hows. Like I would take Marquisha Davis at number 11, but she has put the ball in the basket, whereas the number 12 pick has not. So I'm gonna say she's number 11. Number 12, the last pick and the last of the players that made rosters, Nika Muhl. Nika Muhl has not scored yet, as far as I'm aware. Her first possession was getting hit with a step back three in her face by Caitlin Clark. She also had the visa issue, so that's a headache. For whatever team ended up drafting her, the visa issue is a complete headache. She has not had a point, or she is not at a point, she has not had an assist, or she has not had a steal as a WNBA player. I could be very, very wrong looking back on this in 6 months, a year. But for now, the 12th pick, Nika Muhl. So that is what we have got. I have got number 1, Camila Cardoso. Number 2, we have Caitlin Clark. Number 3, we have Angel Reese. 4, Cameron Brink. Number 5, Rakia Jackson. 6, we still have Alia Edwards. 7, we have Alyssa Pili. Number 8, we have got Kate Martin. Number 9, JC Sheldon. Number 10, we have Celeste Taylor. 11, Marquisha Davis. And number 12, we have got Nika Muhl. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree in any way? Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.